Test, test, test. Good morning and welcome to the continuation of our City Council meeting from the short one we had on Tuesday the 10th. We'll start first, Madam City Clerk, with a roll call.
Thank you, Mayor Higgin. Councillor Campbell?
Present.
Councillor Crowson?
Present.
Councillor Dodick?
I didn't have a roll, but I did have a donut and a muffin.
That's your call.
Okay, donut call then. Councillor Middleton Hope is not here. I don't know why I said that. Councillor Parker? Here. Councillor Schmidt-Rumpel?
Here.
Acting Mayor Carlson?
Also here.
Deputy Mayor Palladino?
Still here.
Mayor Higgin?
Present.
Thank you.
All right.
Mayor Higgin, for Council's consideration, I do have some supplementary information for confidential item 4.3, BCC appointments. It's a one-page supplemental
All right.
information.
We can pass those out. It'd be great. Yeah.
By general consent, is
Yeah.
council okay
So
with
consent,
that?
additional information.
This is confidential, shred after.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right, we'll move on to 8.1.2. Is that right, Madam City Clerk?
correct.
Okay, so I do have a resolution from Councillor Parker, Chair of the Safety and Social Standing Policy Committee. Recommendation of Safety and Social Standing Policy Committee, Lethbridge Police Service Master Plan. Be it resolved, the City Council adopt the Lethbridge Police Service Master Plan as in Attachment 2 in principle as a guiding document, and number 2, direct Lethbridge Police Service and Lethbridge Police Commission to return to City Council through the Economic and Finance Standing Policy Committee meeting for approval of any of the objective identified in the Lethbridge Police Service Master Plan as follows. Capital projects to be submitted to future capital improvement program, the CIP deliberations, and initiatives requiring operating budget changes to be submitted to future operating budget deliberations. If there's anything to add, any questions, or if not, just Councillor Parker.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mayor. And we did discuss this, and we did get a presentation, kind of a paraphrased presentation from the chief at our last safety SPC. And so I don't think I'd be able to answer a lot of the thorough questions and all that because the chief or members of the police commission are not here in regards to it. But I do believe we have 2 members of the police commission who are around this board. So if they want to entertain questions, they're more than welcome to take them, I think.
I don't see any questions.
Otherwise, I just want to thank the chief as well as Mr. Thornton for their presentation a few weeks back, and I just called the question.
Question been called. All in favor? And that is unanimous. Thank you.
Yeah, Mayor, Mr. Mayor, we're up to the consent agenda now, so whatever council wants to do with the consent agenda.
Now I'm thinking there could be 2 different ways we could do an omnibus, or we could motion to reconsider and then pull the ones that are actually the ones have already been pulled, and that was 3 of them that were moved to 8.1.2 and 8.1.3 and 8.1.4, I believe.
Like deja vu, like 2 days ago.
So those have already been pulled. So if we have a motion, 4.3.6 and 4.3.7 and 4.3.8 have been moved, already pulled. So we can have a motion to reconsider the rest of the consent agenda If that's all right, my colleagues, anyone do a motion on that?
Motion has to come from people who voted in favor. Correct.
Voted in favor.
I'll make that motion because Councilor Carlson can't.
Okay, so Councillor Croson, a motion to, now, is this by 2/3, Madam City Clerk? Okay, and with that, is there any questions, Councillor Carlson?
How long is it going to take to redo the agenda? Would it be quicker just to vote on each one? Last time we did this, it took 45 minutes. And nothing changed on the actual agenda. So if we're good to go, then I will support it.
Mr. Westerson will speak to it.
The agenda gets jigged after the minutes are prepared because you went through the votes. We're ready to put up the consent agenda motion as was worded, minus 4.3.6, 4.3.7, 4.3.8.
So with that, I have no further questions. Motion to reconsider. Councillor Croson?
Question.
Question's been called. All in favor? And that passed unanimously. So we're back to a consent agenda. And we will now vote on the consent agenda. So I will not read the consent agenda again, but the resolution coming from, from Councillor Croson, fine. All right. And we did go through this before. It is the 7 pages that is in the agenda, and it is online. If you would like me to read it again, I see no. All right. So it is out there. Councillor Croson, there's no questions, so
Question.
question's been called. Oh. All in favor? All right. Thank you.
Now you can go.
Consent agenda. Thank you. So now we'll move to those that were pulled from the consent agenda, 4.3.6, which is now, Madam City Clerk, 8 point, I'm sorry, it's 813. So that would be within the committee submissions. And so 4.3.4 is the first one, sorry? 436. A recommendation to Governance Standing Policy Committee, Land Use Bylaw Renewal Phase 2 Public Engagement Plan. Turn that over to any questions on 4.3.6, which is now 8.1.3. And maybe Councillor Croson, you'd pull those. Do you want to give a little background to that? Or
Councillor
sorry,
Dodick
Councillor Dodick, I'm
pulled this
sorry.
one.
Councillor Dodick. Just a background to 4.3.6 and why you pulled it.
It's very brief. It's previously I said that I'm not satisfied that the public engagement utilized by the city works. I'm not sure what would work. So the only reason I pulled it was so that I could vote against it.
Thank you, Councillor Dodick. Any further questions? If not, I'll turn that over to Councillor Croson.
So we have been working on this for a long time. It was originally on the, came up from governance and was sent back for more work. We have met with the team who has been working on this. They had a meeting with members of council to go through some of the concerns of council where we were looking at, how we'll do engagement. There will actually be something sent out to every household in Lethbridge, letting them know about this engagement. This is the most thorough public engagement we can do or have done. We know that this is an incredibly important bylaw, that it affects people's lives, so we are doing as thorough of an engagement as possible. And not until the engagement is done will we actually then know what is recommended to go into a future bylaw. So the engagement is vital. We have heard from members of the community they would like us to get going on the land use bylaw to rationalize some of our zoning and make this easier. So I hope my colleagues will support this. And question.
And
I'm not sure if
I'm
it's my
sorry.
motion anymore, Councillor Dodick.
I'm going to come in with a question now. Sorry, I do have a question. I just want to be sure. I know the answer to this, but I mean, it's rolling out in the community. This is not, by passing this, all of a sudden we have blanket zoning within our community.
Heavens no, this is
And-
going out to the community to ask them what they would like us to do with the land use bylaw. No decisions have been made except to go talk to the community.
Thank you. Councillor Dodick.
Well, just sort of comment additionally on your comment. The blanket zoning was the sort of the phase one thing that we punted for further discussion, and eventually I will bring a resolution to remove that. I just want to make a comment on process. In legal terms, we talk about process versus substance. So it's kind of interesting that I requested that this be pulled, yet it says moved by Councillor Dodick that it be resolved that City Council approve this. So anyone looking at this suggests that I have moved to have this accepted, whereas in fact, when I pulled it from the consent agenda, was to actually vote against it, which I will be doing.
All right, and Madam City Clerk, if you speak to that.
So in the procedure bylaw, anybody that pulls any item from the agenda will automatically be the mover because they are the ones that will speak to it. Moving an item doesn't mean that you agree with it. It just means you're putting it on the floor. You don't have to vote for it.
But perception is reality. People who are not that familiar with the procedure bylaw will look at it and say, well, who moved this? And although the procedure bylaw, if you look into it, it says that anyone that pulls it is the mover. That's the concern. I have it. I just wanted to make it clear, obviously, that I'm not supporting it.
And then I would say probably I could see a motion coming forward in the future to maybe change who pulls from, doesn't have to sponsor. Is that what I'm hearing? No? Oh, okay. I'm reading into this too far. All right. Yeah. And Councillor Crowson can take it. Or you prefer if Councillor Crowson takes this? Okay, Councillor Crowson can move it. Councillor Palladino.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Maybe I need a memory refresh. Phase 2 out of how many more phases to go on this? That might, help alleviate some of the concern.
91.
Yeah.
Thank you for the question, Councillor Palladino. We're planning for 4 phases. So the first phase was purely on social uses. This phase is engagement on everything else apart from social uses. Phase 3 would be us drafting the new land use bylaw based on all that public engagement and direction from council at the end of phase 2. And then phase 4 would be, we have a draft new land use bylaw, we take it out to the public for more engagement and kind of educating them on the implications and so on. And then at the end of that, there would be the public hearing process.
Okay, so there's a lot of steps yet to go, and we'll have to keep our eyes peeled for anything that resembles blanket rezoning or whatever you're afraid of, whatever we're afraid of. But okay, I'm satisfied. Good, thanks.
Thanks.
Thank you. No more questions. Councillor Crowson.
As I noted, if this passes, it is merely allowing the staff and the contracted personnel who's working on this to actually do the engagement. We don't know what the public will say, but when we hear back from the public, that information will then be used to draft a bylaw that will come back to council. So there are steps throughout, and this is simply public engagement that would be allowed if this moves forward at this stage.
All right. I'll take it as a question being called. All in favor? And those opposed? Thank you. From Councillor Crowson, Governance Standing Policy Committee, I take it that you will take these being pulled from, all right. Oh, that's right, I'm sorry, you did pull these other 3. Okay. Recommendation of Governance Standing Policy Committee, Bylaw 6454, Amendment to Council Code of Conduct, Bylaw 6125. Be it resolved, the City Council provide first reading to Bylaw 6454, Amendment to Bylaw 6125, Council Code of Conduct as outlined in Attachment 1 to include an integrity commissioner accepting clause 2X. Is it an X? Okay, whatever we, okay. And refer the matter to administration to develop a high-level budget for an integrity commissioner and to report to a governance standing policy committee meeting in Q2 2025 prior to second and third readings. Further be resolved, the City Council remove from the status of directed resolutions the new council policy, council post-employment item as it was researched and not recommended to proceed by administration. And further be resolved that closed meeting documents with respect to bylaw 6454, amendment to bylaw 6215, council code of conduct remain confidential pursuant to sections 24, advice from officials, and 27, legal privilege of the Freedom of Information Protection of Privacy Act. Open for questions. Councillor Dodick.
I thought we had discussed this previously and had said that we're not going to go down this route for a number of reasons, not the least of which was trying to figure out how commissioner, or who would be a commissioner, and the costs associated with it. So I'm not sure if the city clerk or someone can tell me the background behind it. So my memory could be bad, but I do remember having discussion on this.
Council did consider an integrity commissioner in May of, I believe, 2022.
And to the question, though, was it not, I thought it came forward and we didn't know if it was going to be a full-time in-house or if it was going to be outside, and we decided not to move forward? I could be wrong, too.
So was it, and again, the question to the city clerk, when it came to council in May of 2022, was the recommendation to go to governance or was it to do something else?
It came earlier that year. Council passed the motion to proceed to the bylaw. When the bylaw came for first reading, council, I think,
Defeated it.
defeated it,
Yeah.
and then they rescinded the motion for integrity commissioner in May of 2022.
Gotcha. So this is basically revisiting essentially a bylaw that was not passed at first reading. Can we do that?
Procedure bylaw states you can't do that in the term. However, you can waive the procedure bylaw by unanimous consent. So it can be done, yes.
Okay, so you would have to have unanimous consent on this resolution to move it forward?
No. Majority for this motion, however, to waive any clause in the procedure bylaw is unanimous. So you'd be waiving the consider again in the term, which is section
So which comes first?
177,
So which comes first? The waiver?
the waiver.
And then if you don't have unanimous consent, this doesn't even get heard?
Till next term.
Well, that makes it easy. So there has to be a waiver first, unanimous.
I would think, I would refer to law for the procedure bylaw if they have any other suggestions. I think law was helping draft the bylaw with the author, so.
So maybe Mr. Lowen, anything to add to that?
We'd be happy to do a detailed formal opinion on that. I think it's not easy to give a black and white answer. It's not precisely the same bylaw that came forward. It's also complicated by the fact that Bill 20 is new or an intervening fact, and so there is a need to debate it and consider at least option B in the governance report. Whether it's a reconsideration or not, we'd be happy if you wanted to refer this to a future meeting to do a legal opinion and provide that to the clerk on it. But my only fear would be it would still come back, as some legal opinions do, without a certain answer.
Well, I appreciate that, but I do understand that bylaws can be brought back if there's significant difference from a previous one, but this looks, if it looks like a duck, quacks like a duck, it likely is a Cocker Spaniel. No, it's a duck, but I would prefer to at least get more information to see whether we would have to proceed with a waiver of the procedure bylaw before proceeding, or whether this is significantly different enough that would not require a waiver of the procedure bylaw, and it could be an up and down vote. So my recommendation would be or my suggestion.
Refer to legal?
To the next council meeting with a direction that additional information from a legal point of view vis-à-vis the procedural bylaw, any impact Bill 20 may have on it, and whether or not, basically whether or not we can deal with the motion as. Huh?
You want this to come back?
Oh, you want to kill it?
I just want it to go away. Personally, but
Well,
I'm speaking, maybe I should wait, I shouldn't speak that way. Never mind. I didn't say that. All right. No, we've dealt with, I'm just going to say, we've dealt with this, we've beat this up, we've come back, we've discussed it again, we've decided against it, and now it's coming back to me very similar to what it was before.
Okay, well,
so I just.
We can vote on.
I mean,
have to waive
you've already
the procedure
heard.
bylaw. We need to do that unanimously. Is it unanimous? Oh, 2/3.
Waiving is unanimous.
See, that's
but
what,
like,
that's what.
It's not going to be unanimous, right?
Because
To waive it, yeah.
Here's what I'm thinking, Councillor Dodick and others, is that our Director of Legal Services did indicate that this will come back. There's not going to be do this or don't do this. By what I've kind of taken, it might not be come back that way, but it could be then, Mr. Lowen, you could come back with, yes, do this, don't do this?
Maybe.
That could be the answer. I also want to just make sure the council appreciates, this is the motion as it came forward from governance. The presentation of governance included an option for a bylaw without the integrity commissioner. So if that's the substance of the debate that you are having here, if that's really what the debate is, maybe there's a way procedurally to consider that as well. I think from an administrative point of view, there's one version of the bylaw that came forward to governance that would have an integrity commissioner. There's one version of the bylaw that would not have one, but does make some changes in accordance with the changes to the MGA that Bill 20 made as well. So that's what's in the package, and we'd ask council just to make sure you're aware of both of those, rather than just dismissing the whole thing if that was in anyone's mind.
Councillor Crowson, you want to speak a little to this?
If we want to postpone it, that's fine. I can vote for that to, have legal look into it. If we are going to debate this issue, I would recommend we move into closed, because some of the reason for why governance chose this route is from the closed information that we received. And if our colleagues have not read through what governance received in closed, you will not understand why we went down this route, because the reasons are very much in there. And it is not just the integrity commissioner. The deciding point is under the one bylaw, only we can actually bring code of conduct complaints against each other. The other one, the public can. And with the public one, there is the integrity commissioner. So don't think of this integrity commissioner or not. The deciding point is complaints only amongst council or complaints open to the public, which is where most of our other municipalities are going, is opening it up to the public. And so if you want to see, but it is the closed information that makes it quite different today, because we have new information. So if we're going to go continue with the bylaw, I would then suggest we move into closed so that you're all up to date with what closed information led to the decision.
Now, do we already have on the floor to postpone, or did you not?
If there's some information.
To refer, sorry, not postpone.
Because to me, new information really isn't new information. But so I would suggest we give legal the opportunity, we postpone it to the next council meeting, and add as an agenda item the information that was received by governance in the in-camera, rather than doing it today.
But we would have to refer, if we're getting additional information, it was refer, not postpone.
Sure.
Oh, I thought you said postpone.
I call it prefer. So it's a combination of postpone and refer.
All right. Thank you. So a motion to refer this to, is it the January 21st?
Assuming that's the next meeting.
Is that enough time, Mr. Lowen? That is, okay. That is the next meeting, January 21st, correct? Yes. All right, motion on the floor. Is any questions for that? I think we probably already did those. Debate, open, Councillor.
So I would be moving that you accept my reference.
All right, question's been called. All in favor? And that is unanimous. Thank you.
January sounds good.
Next resolution from Councillor Croson, Chair of the Governance Standing Policy Committee. Recommendation of Governance SPC Succession Planning for Council Policy CC10. So this is 8.1.5, formerly 4.3.8, and also formerly 8.1.1.0. Be it resolved, the City Council approved the amendment to CC10, City Council Remuneration and Benefits Policy as provided in Attachment 1, with funding for any potential transition allowance to come from the existing operating budget. Councillor Croson?
Unless there are questions, I will just call the vote. But I think Councillor Dodic has a question or something on this because your mic's still on, so that's why I was wondering. Okay, then I will simply. Still is. It's back on now. I will just call the question on it.
It's wanting you to say something. All right, question's been called. All in favor? Opposed? And that passes. Actually, you want to do a roll call? Did you catch that, Madam City Clerk? Yeah. Not in favor. Okay. Thank you. So that passes. Thank you. All right. All right, the next one we have is moving to administration submissions, and this is moving from actor. This is really acting Mayor Palladino. I'm sorry. Sorry, I've got that changed. It's Deputy Mayor Palladino. All right.
I thought I was just about to get a bonus.
All right, Reaching Home, Canada's homelessness strategy 2024 to 2028, incremental funding allocation. 10.1, be resolved, the City Council approve the expenditure of an additional $3,807,198 for federal fiscal years 24 to 28 from the designated communities and Indigenous streams of Canada's Reaching Home, Canada's homeless strategy to support project aimed at reducing homelessness and project aimed at preventing individuals and families at imminent risk from becoming homeless. Designated communities from 2024 to 2025. If you want to scroll up there to, I won't go through all of those, but you'll see for the different amounts totaling for designated communities of 2.435 million and Indigenous 1.371 for a total of 3.807198. And I do have a question for our administration through you, Mr. City Manager. These dollars are flow-through funding. This is not tax dollars coming from, and I was saying it all comes from a similar pocket, whether it's federal or municipal or provincial, but this is dollars that is passed on from the federal government to the community to use for this purpose. Is that fair to say?
Thank you, Mayor Higgin. That is correct. This is federal dollars, an addition of federal dollars for the grant program that is coming through. So it's no municipal funding on that side.
So it cannot be used for exhibition?
That is correct.
Okay. Thank you. Councillor Croson.
Thank you very much for bringing this forward, Mr. Matthews. I mean, this is great news for the community that we're getting this much more money. I just need confirmation that we will follow our usual processes. It will make sure it's going into, the greatest needs. We'll follow everything we normally do with this money, even though it's extra, and we will ensure it gets out and supports as many people as possible in our community.
Thank you, Councillor Croson. That is correct.
All right. Perfect. Thank you very much. Thank you, Mayor Higgin.
All right, no further questions. Deputy Mayor Palladino, not actor.
That's good. Further to all of that, I will call a question.
Question's been called. All in favor? And that's unanimous. Thank you.
Holmes one, right?
Money, money, money.
Money, money, money.
But nothing for the exhibition.
You said the word. You said that word.
Actually, there's a law for the exhibition, 4.1.
Yeah.
Yeah, for us, not for them. Yeah.
Every year. Yeah, that's the magic number. Okay, so. we- Okay, so now,
Oh, sorry, yes, yes. Yeah, yeah, I'm sorry. No, that was already in. It's not me. Yeah. We discuss your letter. Now, advice from officials. All right, we will now go into close. There are two items, Madam City Clerk, that we do need to add to the closed agenda. One is I can't even read my own writing here. Okay, it's a planning update from administration. Thank you for reading my writing. And the next one is 8.11. So add those two items to closed. Is everyone fine with that, my colleagues?
Planning updates new.
New. All right. With that, we will take just a couple minutes and we'll go into closed. Oh, I'm sorry. Motion to go in closed.
Now that we're going into closing.
All in favor? All right. Thank you.
Mr. Chair, I believe we have 2 items to add to closed session. I don't know what yours is called.
Affordable housing grant.
Okay. And Mr. Sanchez, you had one as well?
I do, and that one is the Canada Housing Infrastructure Fund.
Oh, hi. So we need a motion to add those 2 items to closed agenda and then go into close.
Questions? Being none, motion's been made. All in favor?
We're just
Yeah.
adding some things to the closed meeting.
Yeah.
We can go back.
And thank you for your service, Mr. Parker.
If you have the motion, we all can resign and let the process.
And motion to go in closed. Councillor Carlson, all in favor? All right. All right. We'll go in closed. Have a resolution here from Councillor Parker, closed meeting, public member appointments to the 2025 boards, commissions, and committees. 14.3, be it resolved the City Council appoint the following public members to serve on their boards, commissions, and committees as outlined below for the following terms effective January 1st, 2025. Assessment Review Board, John Lawton, 3-year term expiring December 31st, 2027. Tim Hachkowski, 3-year term expiring December 31st, 2027. Lethbridge Combative Sports Commission, Donald Stephenson, Brad Stephenson, 2-year term expiring December 31st, 2026 as a reappointment. John James, a 1-year term expiring December 31st, 2025, reappointment. Jeff Rodenizer, a 1-year term expiring December 31st, 2025, reappointment. Jorgen Thompson, a 2-year term expiring December 31st, 2026 as a reappointment. Troy Price, a 3-year term expiring December 31st, 2027. Josh Reamsbottom, a 3-year term expiring December 31st, 2027. And Carolyn Moynihan, a 3-year term expiring December 31st, 2027. Sir Alexander Galt Museum and Archive Board of Directors, Jesse Sadlowski, a 3-year term expiring December 31st, 2027, reappointment. And Dennis Fitzpatrick, a 3-year term expiring December 31st, 2027, reappointment. In the Lethbridge Library Board, Terrence Lazarus, 3-year term expiring December 31st, 2027 as a reappointment. Alan Quinton, a 3-year term expiring December 31st, 2027. Barry Littlemore, a 3-year term expiring December 31st, 2027. And Taylor Hill, a 3-year term expiring December 31st, 2027. Lethbridge Police Commission, incumbent candidate number 2, contingent upon the completion of a clean police information check. Subdivision and Development Appeal Board, Kent Perry, 3-year term expiring December 31st, 2027, reappointment. Amar Abdelrahman, 3-year term expiring December 31st, 2027, and direct administration to reopen recruitment for the following board, commission, and committees that was unable to fill all public board vacancies beginning January 1st, 2025 and ending February 28th, 2025. Subdivision and Development Appeal Board were 1 vacancy. Thank all members whose terms are expiring or who have resigned from their position for their service and request them to complete the departing members' survey. And direct that the closed session reports and documents pertaining to the public member appointments to the 2025 boards, commissions, and committees remain confidential as per Section 17, harmful to personal privacy, Section 19, confidential evaluations, and Section 24, advice from officials of the Freedom of Information Protection of Privacy Act. So with that, Councillor Parker. Question. I want to just add one thing in before the vote is, again, it does state in here, but all of those that have served on these boards, commissions, and committees, I want to thank them. And I know that it is part of the resolution, but on behalf of council here, thank you for your volunteerism and the work that has been with all of these different groups, moving them forward. So thank you very much for that. Here. All right. And with that, question's been called. All in favor? Thank you, and that does pass. Any opposed? Oh,
you opposed?
Yeah.
Okay.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
That means it all goes to the regular agenda. Yeah.
And the next one from Councillor Campbell, closed meeting council appointment to Chinook Arch Regional Library System. Be it resolved, the City Council appoint Councillor Jen Schmidt-Rempel to the Chinook Arch. I thought it said Ryan Parker. No? Okay. To the Chinook Arch Regional Library System Board of Directors for a term effective immediately and ending at the 2025 swearing-in ceremony. And further be resolved, the City Council direct the closed meeting documents with respect to council spelled, oh, right, thank you. Appointment to Chinook Arch Regional Library System remain confidential pursuant to Section 24, advice from officials of the Freedom of Information Protection of Privacy Act. Councillor Campbell.
It would be a valuable asset to the board.
Question's been called. All in favor? All right. Any opposed? I think I got all of them. Thank you. And for labor negotiations update, Councillor Schmidt-Rempel, move this one. All right. Be it resolved, the City Council direct administration to bargain with Amalgamated Transit Union assessor ride according to the financial mandate proposed in closed session. And further be resolved, the City Council direct administration to explore confidential item number 2, option 3, during negotiations with ATU-AAR. And further be resolved, the City Council directed the closed meeting presentations and discussions with respect to the labor negotiations update verbal remain confidential pursuant to Section 24, advice from officials of the Freedom of Information Protection of Privacy Act. Councillor Schmidt-Rempel. Oh.
I'll call for.
Oh, there.
Do anything. I'll call for the vote.
Question's been called. All in favor and opposed? All right. So all in favor, myself opposed. 7 to 1. 6 to 1. Reiko. Yeah. All right. And from Acting Mayor Carlson, Omnibus closed motion 14.6, 14.7, and 14.8. Be resolved, the City Council directed the closed meeting discussions and documents with respect to planning update verbal, affordable housing update verbal, and Canada Housing Infrastructure Fund overview remain confidential pursuant to Section 16, harmful to business interests of a third party, 21, harmful to intergovernmental relations, 24, advice from officials, 27, privileged legal of the Freedom of Information Protection and Privacy Act. Acting Mayor Carlson.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'm going to open debate on this one so that give my colleagues a moment to comment, because my comments are, have a very happy Christmas, every one of you, and to all a good night.
Oh, oh, oh. That question has been called. All in favor? And that's unanimous. And yes, with that, a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year to everyone. Thank you.